is the Modern Vibes on Vibes Radio.
My university's fake anyway. Let's say.
By the way, are we going to talk about the number one hashtag in the country?
We have to. We have to touch on it. This is serious African business.
Serious.
And Africa is our business.
Yeah, Africa is our business. Why do you sound like Elon Musk?
See, because I'm African, Sheila.
Look, Africa is... You know, Elon Musk is an African.
Yeah, it's from Pretoria.
Unasikia mtoto wake amemkata?
Yeah, amechange jina yake maza make up hivyo ma formulas fulani hapo hivyo his name.
Stephanie.
He's just a stubborn rich kid.
You call her Stephanie.
I call her Tiffany.
I call her Steph. I call her Steven.
Hey.
Anyway, so Driller 254 is really excited about this conversation we're about to have on my grind. Anasema, wah, ebu harakishe, I gotta learn that stuff fast. Bana mapema ndio ni best. All right, we're talking about money management. Karibu sana, Amos.
Asante sana.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
You look so dapper.
Thank you.
Yeah, Kevin and Dab.
What does dapper mean?
He looks fresh.
Sharp.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Looks quite fresh, yeah. So, Amos.
Yes.
You love talking about money. Why?
Because I think it's the primary thing why we do what we do. We want to make a living. But majority of us want to count it. We forget to make it count.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's something that really is very dear to me because a lot of things go wrong because people handled money wrongly. And that's why I'm here. I've also had my own journey. I've seen people losing money.
Yeah.
I've seen people make a lot of money, but at the end of the day, is what is left of you?
Unajua, you know, you've had stories. Many. Because the other day I was checking one of the richest guys in the world, the two brothers who had the most expensive battle. You know, Waindi. You should know your story. Maze? Unasema unezaje kwa 42 billion to nothing. Well, wacha zako. You deserve hell. What do you mean?
I didn't see that.
How do you have $42 billion alafu? Anyway, it seems sort of zero. For zero, they mean like alibaki na maybe as 0 point something billion. Yeah. But is your background money?
Not really. I'm actually finalizing my degree, legit one, in marketing.
Legit.
In Teams?
No, not Teams.
Can you confirm it?
Yes.
Okay, just
I have good thing is that we have a system.
Do you have classmates?
Yeah.
You have
And photos.
And photos of the gown.
Yeah. But my experience comes from, you know, I was in a marketing, I was marketing insurance at some point, but I realized there was a big problem. Whenever someone would get taken a policy, a lot of people would lose money within a very short period. Why? Because nobody took time to educate them about the financial literacy bit of investing for a purpose. So someone comes to you, they're selling shoes, you buy. Someone comes to you, they're selling land, you buy. Someone comes to you, they're selling forex, you buy. They come and sell you the crying, season. That's the cryptocurrency. You know, there's a cry before.
Yeah.
They come, they sell to you. So you buy everything. At the end of the day, there's no one particular decision you made because it was on purpose. So the whole principle behind what I do is investment with a purpose.
Yes.
Don't just pick any vehicle because it has stopped. Make time to find out where am I going and which vehicle is convenient for me and affordable to get me to my destination.
You know, it's interesting that you mentioned that because I'm nakumbuka how I almost felt bad that sikuingia Quail. But even before I could feel bad, I now started feeling bad for everybody who got into Quail. People really invested a lot of money, and it's what you've just mentioned, you know, and even crypto. Nimeona wase mazee wakichomeka vidole. You know, the other day I saw someone tweeting and saying how they've just lost like $1 million bob, and it just keeps going and going of money that walikuwa wameanza kutengeneza on crypto. And the reason nalingia ni kwa sababu it's the hot thing. Everybody's talking about crypto, and you know. But when you're thinking to invest, I mean, most of us are thinking from a place of I just don't want to be broke. So whatever palineza eka pesa zangu na izae. So you've mentioned land. Is land not a good investment?
It is. Even to take you back to cryptocurrency and the way guys are trading, there are people making billions, but there are also people on the same breath losing money. The question is, what is the drive? What was motivating you to take that kind of an investment? I normally tell guys, I made some serious mistakes. Forget about quails. You remember when IPOs were all over? We had Safaricom, we had Scan Group, and guys were rushing in. I remember taking a loan.
Hey,
after the shares were floated, what happened?
they dropped.
Oversubscription.
Yeah.
So you're getting a refund. So the loan that you had borrowed to buy shares, are you gonna take it back to the lending institution?
Mwambie sijatumia.
I didn't. No, I didn't return it. I used it for other purposes. I don't remember if there was Naivasha that time, but I used it for other purposes.
Hell's
Was it
Gate.
a worthy?
No, it was because now after you get the refund, now the price started going down, and because I was ignorant, what do? I panic and I sell. Yet we can see the people who still invested long term and had an idea of what it's all about and making money. So it's about you sitting down. Nothing fancy. Say I want to get to Rongai, so I need to get a matatu from here to Nyayo Stadium, then another one to Rongai. But you see, I cannot just come outside here and get a matatu just because it has stopped. I get in because it has loud music. It could be going to industrial area, and that's the mistake that a lot of us are making. We are waiting, we are listening to just salespeople, we are listening to our parents. Sorry to say, we are listening to our parents for financial advice. We are listening to people who whose principles worked at that particular time, and that's why you'll find a lot of people now are stuck. Where do I even start? I've tried everything, and that's the challenge that we have today.
Let me ask you something, Amos. Unajua hii Kenya mali tumefika bana.
Amos, unajua sheng hapo unaweza mix na Kiswahili?
No, I've just landed. I don't.
Wewe wacha hizo.
Because of course. So unacheki vile mavijana right now. Okay, say this is youth peke yake. Kenyans are suffering.
Yes.
They're suffering when it comes to making sense of their money. You know, things are expensive, so budgeting inakuwa hard. You have a family. Sasa nacheki pia watu wana decide kukuwa single for whatever reason, for obvious reasons, you know, to cut down on costs. What's a bad investment now? Let's say uko na job ya 20,000. You know, should you cut your costs? Should you stop investing? I mean, how do you go about making sense of your money?
I think wacha to divide your life mara mbili. Kuna kitu inaitwa survival mode. You know, when you're growing up, kuna ile time unataka kutoka kwa mzazi, you know, unataka kuhustle, unataka kuanza kija yako. Even your income is not, you know, is not consistent. Mimi nilifanya mjengo, nikauza kiatu, nikafanya nini nyingine. I sold fire extinguishers, I served. All this time hauna a consistent income. So what happens? Ukianza kujipatia pressure ati lazima uinvest your time. You're messing yourself up. Because now you're also trying to catch up with other people, what they're doing, yet not knowing that you're in the survival stage. You understand?
Survival stage.
You have to understand there's a survival stage na pia kuna strategic stage. So hiyo kutoa ugeto, kusurvive, kununua kiti yako ya kwanza, teli yako ya kwanza, hiyo ni survival stage. The best you can do at that particular stage is invest in information. Start developing a culture early. You understand? Start provoking, why do I do the things I do? Because some cultures tuliingia nazo. Mimi nakumbuka tulikuwa na shop, lakini kuna wakati mother alikuwa anafika mahali anasema kina fulani wasichukue vitu tena, hiyo bili yao ni kubwa sana wasi. You understand? And even on us, on our side, Buddha anakuambia usiende kwa ile shop ya fulani, saa zile he has cash, enda shop fulani. Kwa sababu anahepa msewa shop. So slowly you start, and you're a child. No, kids are more, they catch things. Some things are well caught.
Kids are sharp,
So they catch everything, and now they begin to accept it like a way of life. So utapataga uko hapa, lakini Buddha wako alikuwa anatoka asubuhi, anaambia mother mpatie, so akifika saa 6 ashapata do, amerudi na mkona do. Saa zile mmesota kabisa. You understand? So this is the time that you need to start asking yourself, what are some of the cultures that I've embraced? Budangu akiwa na do ni wale wase hata walikuwa na shautu usiku juu ako na do. You get? And then that's why you realize a lot of youths today akiwa na do huwezi kosa kujua.
Club. Bling bling.
When Kwambox has money, she does all kapaos here and
the whole town.
You see 28 I can't do. 28 I can't do.
You get? But money, when we don't have it, sometimes we allow it to define us. And that's why you'll find, especially men, when you don't have money, unaka asira haraka, you're irritable. But that's something I discovered later. That when I have money, for me is to make everybody happy. My toys, I mean, my friends, they need to know that you have money, isn't it? But when you don't have, you actually isolate yourself. You don't want to
Guilty as
many
charged.
questions. Yeah.
Hata unasemanga kwa WhatsApp group ya familia hakuna mtu asikikangi kama mse mwenye uko kabisa.
Kwanza hata roles, even when you go for my family gatherings, you're given a different role.
Yeah, kukata endo to intestines.
Matumbo. You
Kwa
understand?
hivyo unasema don't be quick to invest, alafu unasema watch on your spending habits.
Yes.
Juko kwa survival mode.
Yes, especially that survival mode. First of all, understand yourself, understand your culture, educate yourself, okay? So kama sina dosa, where can I start? Because a lot of and that's why for me I'm tired of these politicians giving us nonsense on development bills. All of them are looking at the angle of giving credit to people. It's not every business that needs credit.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yes.
If I'm a young person, because I coach basketball, one of the things that I realized would fuel my car is coaching basketball.
Yes.
So that nijitole bili yangu ya fuel. So what if a young man is already gifted? Can they go to a local school? Can they teach chess? Can they come up with a program? All within their abilities that don't require them to have capital.
Very interesting.
You understand? So you start pole. So learning yourself, so that by the time doing a calm and it's consistent, now you're going to the more strategic mode. Ndio unapiga goals zako, unasema this is where I'm going. Now I can be able to go simple, join a circle, start saving pole as I develop the discipline to be a regular saver, and don't complicate things.
Right.
Look at our folks.
I want us to take a short break. Hapo strategic. Kwa sababu tumetoka survival mode. Si wetu wengine hapa bado wako survival mode. 24 minutes past 9 a.m. When we come back, we want to hear about strategic mode. Sasa ushatoka hapo survival. How do you set up shop?
Rebels and reggae heads, start your day the MVP way. Where you are the MVP, no negative vibes.
Set up shop, Dean and Marley coming through on 27 minutes past 9 a.m. It's of course on my grind. We're trying to help you set up shop, set up business, set up good mental health so that you can be able to be the most productive human being. On my grind, OMG. And in studio hapa tuna Amos amedecide mwenyewe maze nitaelimisha watu hii story ya finance. And you know, it's interesting because if you don't learn this thing when you're young, if your parents don't teach you, if you don't learn it at home, if you don't learn it young, it doesn't mean that it will just come from experience. No, I've seen even in my life, there's still a lot of things that I'm trying to adjust, move. You were talking about survival mode. A lot of us were raised in the city. Survival mode, right? Ukitoka kwa nyumba yako maze, ukitoka ukiingia kwa nyumba yako bado uko survival mode. Now dropping that survival mode to get into strategy mode. Noma ilibidi best yangu moja niambie, why are you doing things like this? Because you're constantly in survival mode. Now we're moving from survival mode into strategy mode.
Yeah. And I must say we are dealing with a generation that is extremely smart. Very creative. Leo hii ukakana ma youth tu mtaani tu casually, you will end up learning a lot of things. That's why probably I'm on TikTok. And I was wondering, then if they are so smart, why are they still on that stage? Why is it so hard for them to transition? Na nikakamkujua there's a lot of distractions. There was a time I was leaving the house and at the junction hapo, there's a guy probably even taller than me. He's about 6'2", and he looks like he's wearing tattered things. He doesn't look like his faculties are all right. So one morning I was taking boiled maize and coffee in the car. And I was,
okay, first we're going to unpack that combo later. But
yes,
okay.
Yeah, don't worry. So as I approached the lights and the stopping, so you're about to chomoy your maize and take a bite, the guy knocked, and he was very polite, and it was cold. You see the weather the way it is. So I was like, okay, let me just part with my maize coffee. I'm not giving you, and I'm not giving you anything else. So he was happy and still asked for his 50 bob. But he crossed the road, sat to on a place that like a makeshift he had, and he broke the maize into two and put one in his pocket and ate the other half. Do you know that? Do you know what that means?
Saving.
The guy knows this tomorrow, and this is a guy who we think doesn't have his faculties together.
Yeah,
true.
And a lot of people know what to do with their money, but there are too many distractions. So in that transition towards strategic mode, you have to sit down and ask yourself, what is the end goal? I know people want to be rich. So if you're rich, then what? Because that cannot be an end goal. Being rich is not a goal. I have to say that
Hautaki tuomoke?
Pardon?
Hautaki tuomoke?
No. It's okay, because I've also seen a lot of people make a lot of money, but then they're stuck there. They're wondering what is the next big thing. And what happens when it's not there? There's something I call borrowed confidence. You've allowed people to give you a title because you're a media personality, isn't it? What if that celeb imetolewa? Who remains there? What if you're known to be very rich and you lose your wealth? That is what you're allowed to define you. It's borrowed confidence. So the day it's taken away, that's how you'll know that the interest rate was ridiculously high. So coming back to now transitioning to the strategic mode, you have to ask yourself, first of all, where do I start if I didn't have anything?
Okay.
Assuming I don't have my job, I don't have my status, there's nothing. I'm just new to the country. I'm starting from scratch. That way you'll be able to see some of the things that matter. Is your family? Is you growing? Is you helping out people? And that's where you'll find some of the wealthiest people today, once they are gone, people remember the things they did. So you need to ask yourself, and I told a young man, you want to be rich? Yes, because he was laughing. There's a time I'd scaled down to a small car, and he doesn't even have a driving license, but he's telling me, hey, umesota unaendesha kagari kadogo. Then I asked him, maana ya kusota ni nini na maana ya kumake do ni nini? Then he started telling me that, he wants to help his family back in the village. So I told people that the biggest strategy you can have is look at the standard of living that you want.
Okay.
And have a goal of making it sustainable. You understand? Sustainability. Now when you start that's when you'll look around and say, we have black tax. Kila mtu ushago nikienda na niita mzai. Why? Because they saw now I work at a radio station. What happens? Black tax is real, my friend.
Yeah.
But is it a good thing or a bad thing when you're heading towards sasa unadai kuwa financially free?
You're strategic.
You really take care of your people, and hapa Nairobi shamba la mawe manze.
You see, that's the thing. It's in our culture. We cannot wish it away. But do you have a time frame? Are you going to do it forever? I did my own study out of the number of clients that I have. Majority of the people, the gender struggling with black tax is women. Because
Mande muhepa tunajua anaenda kusupport family ingine mazi ya dem mwenye hata hajakubali story yake.
Yes. But now if she's told by the mom kuna sijui kuku imeanza kulimp ama kuku inakohoa, send 3,000, she will send. Yeah, you understand. But the question is whether or not you want to do it. There must be a time frame. And ask yourself, for real, is it sustainable? If you lost your job today, can you sustain those people? And one of the things for me, I said, I'm not giving a dime. Any more cash? No. I went to the village with my bro, pandad 200 avocado trees. Got someone from Kisii akatuletea zile manyabuare. If you know. Yeah. We pandad there, and we are any money we get, instead of giving them cash.
Any money where I get.
Yes, we are putting it on the ground. Because I come from Nyandarua, and you realize we were calling it a food basket. Right now, the climate change has really affected. The rains that were expected in February up to now, very little has fallen. So times are changing. But you find these guys will do one harvest of maize a year.
The same stuff, guys.
A year. So if you're here saying that I'm supporting my parents or my grandparents or my relatives in Nyandarua, that is not sustainable. What about the days I don't have gigs? There was COVID. I never trained. We never offered any of our services. We never coached basketball. We were just seated. Then what happens? And they're expecting money. So we have to, when you're talking about strategic, can your spending habits, you're not saying don't spend money. That's the whole essence of earning money. Spend it, but have a sustainable plan. And that's how you move to the strategic thing. That's how you have to think strategically. If it's your children, they are with you. I have 2 boys, 8 and 10. I say they are my best broke friends. Mi ndio natoa form hadi waomoke. You understand? They get to 18, boss, I'm not... you don't have to do what I do. In fact, I realize my elder son is more towards art and medical stuff. Nothing close to what I like. So my point is not to play the role of God in his life. Educate him, show him how to create a passive income, then let him go. Okay? At Money Clinic, I'm mentoring young guys to do what I do because I've seen there's a gap. By the time if my son wants to join in, there's a gap there. There's a 20-year-old who's wanting to do what I do. Let me mentor them and grow them. So the bit of strategy is very, very important. Ask yourself the habits or the lifestyle that you want. How do you make it sustainable?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is it?
Money Clinic itabidi utupatie handle hapo kwa sababu tunakuja. Mi kwanza ninakuja kwa client. Alafu pia producer hapa kuna swali. Anasema, I have a problem.
Yeah.
I do spend money, even the one I don't have. The one I haven't received. Msee anaweza nikujia kesho, nitakuwa na do. How can I prevent that?
Yeah, apparently now the digital lending apps have not made it easier for us. In the last 12 months, we've borrowed 500 billion.
Imagine.
Courtesy of Fuliza.
God.
As in, we've even borrow more than the Chinese.
Now, don't get me wrong. I don't have a problem with people borrowing. Because kuna msera toka hapa and wadhia by njuma kuleta studio buy. You understand? That person is making money and interest more than they're paying. But now look at it this way. About 70% of these digital loans are consumer debts. Ni msea anachukua ni Friday. You saw that report that came out? That a lot of it is done on Friday afternoons. Is that the time guys go to you understand? And these are I will not confirm because it came out as a joke that a lot of withdrawals by men are done on Fridays. A lot of deposits are done by women on Mondays. So whatever you do with that information,
It's up to you.
Wapi makelele ya magaldem
tumekuwa source. Your source of income.
So ukisikia tunakuita chief kwa club. Tunakuita chief financier.
Bwana director.
Bwana director. Mkubwa.
Yeah.
So back to the question.
Yeah.
If you're spending money that you don't have, basically you're living above your means. And we will not there's nothing I can do. The biggest challenge I have as a coach, because this is my 16th year.
Wow, as a coach.
As a coach. Okay. Is not even to make you money. You'll always make money. Utaroka hapa, chances are in future, the way we are going, making money will be the easiest part. The hardest part of my work is behavior change. So if you know, and it's good that you accept that you're always spending money here that is not even yours, it's a behavior thing. The best thing you can do is start creating an environment where your bad behavior cannot survive. Let me explain that. During COVID, I was at an interview somewhere and I told guys, this is not the biggest catastrophe to ever happen to you financially. This has just exposed you. There are people who are thriving in COVID. Have you seen that?
Of course.
Have you seen social media?
Yeah,
have you seen
in the group?
The biggest TikToker globally right now lost his job during COVID. That's it's called Kabi.
Yeah.
And for me, this is just a season. When you understand, what happens in certain seasons, just prepare for all seasons. Because this is what happens. There's something I call chains of habit. It's something that you're used to. So they are too light to be felt until they are too difficult to be broken. So you kupata sazile kamenuka. And that's the time you realize, kumbe. So you will never, even because you have cash flow, you have a salary, isn't it? So this thing you'll continue. It's not going to stop now.
Yeah.
But now you have to understand that you'll realize when it's too late.
So a habit like which one? Which one is a common one to youth in
Friday. Yes.
Friday.
Overspending.
And apart from Friday. Yenye tuwezi notice, but it's very powerful.
There's this something, and it's very subtle. How much money do you spend on lunch?
Kwanza hapa kwa canteen, like 300,
isn't it? Okay. And at some point you'll take something else. You'll take you will take something else. You'll take probably a soda. Don't even mention drinks. You'll do, for me, I realized I'm so addicted to coffee that whenever I was doing some stuff at a certain university, they have a good rate for coffee. Nice latte, pleasant guys, bartender, the baristas, they're friendly. I realized I was spending about 9 SOK per day
on coffee.
Yes.
That's a lot of money.
So you do the math. The money that you spend 300 shillings per day. Let's just use 400. So in 20 days, that's how much?
Okay.
That's how much. Are you seeing the maths that you need to do? So all you need to do is say, let me just skip lunch today. I do lunch tomorrow. Something like that. Or carry a snack. Let me ask you, how many times have you pitted a petrol station and you asked V-Power and you're like, that's too expensive. This is the time we are realizing we could actually afford it.
It's true.
because it's above what we were used to,
Yeah.
isn't it? So when you do the simple math, start analyzing, start doing simple exercising, because we have a habit of disrespecting small monies.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
And you see, money does not stay where it is needed; it stays where it is respected.
Hey.
So today, if I give you like a G in loose change, nikupatia so mini msapere, so you can imagine. Then you get to the house, you realize 200 has slipped out, so you have 800. Are you gonna feel the pain of the 200?
Not so much.
Not so much, isn't it?
Yeah.
But assuming in the next 100 days, I'm giving you 1,000 bob
Every day. Yeah.
So that's a whole 100k.
Yeah.
So the day I give you 100k, you see 20k missing. What happens?
Wow, that's
Pain.
painful.
So that's what is accumulated pain. So before you even invest, before you even start thinking of the big things that you want to do, start managing the small things.
Hey.
Start managing the small things. Start asking yourself, what are your loopholes? What is taking away money from me?
I love sasa kuna watu sema spend money to make money. You know, if I have to hang out with watu kina Sheila, you know, upper echelon, I have to access certain areas. I have to pay entrance. Well, relax. I have to pay entrance to this place, so I'm gonna chill with Amos. I'm seeing that people I can learn things from. That's money. If I have to look the part, that's money. If I have to, you know, have good health, that's money.
Hiyo ya good health wacha uongo. Hiyo ya good looking good, smelling good, appearing like you nini. And there's that perception that in fact was drummed into us high school, when you're leaving high school going into university, that how you look it matters. And unapata msee ameenda amechapisha suti hapo za 60k, right? Ndio akae kasio pahali.
So
Let's say atengeneze yodo.
You're talking in front of my back. but the point, I like what you're saying, and we have to be very careful. When in my 16 years, I've seen a lot of stuff. This dream of money gossip started way back.
Yeah.
But at what point have people started discovering what I'm doing? Even the contacts that I have, when I launched my book in 2017, guys came, the guys saying they will support you, but it took a stranger to notice what I'm doing, share it, went viral, and guys are like, check out this guy. And now you're getting gigs, and I didn't know I'm an influencer until I was told, hey, we can run a campaign with you.
Yeah.
And that is the thing that people need to understand. We are lacking patience.
Patience.
I want to live. I'm in second year in campus, but I want to do a cappella like Kwambox. I don't know how many gigs she does, or what it took her to be here. I don't know. It's like right now trying to grow dreadlocks. You know,
it's too late.
It's too late.
Ama ninunue,
sindio? That's the whole idea. So to back to the question of your producer. First of all, start analyzing, do an evaluation of your finances. Number 2, create a habit that your money habits cannot survive. Either way, you'll still be broke. I can guarantee you, if you choose to invest or choose not to invest. Are we together?
Yeah.
So why don't you do this? Make a habit of, first of all, our salo has come in. Let me chomoa aka 10k, put it in the circle.
That's true.
Okay? If I am in so much debt, why don't I come up with a plan of saying, before I invest somewhere, how do I manage this debt? Because a lot of guys will have digital loans, will have circles, will have Shylocks. Am I shouting?
Hello.
Kuna msee huko ngana ningoja hapa nje.
You understand? You guys are laughing. You've not talked to your HR. They will tell you stories of guys here. The mamas have been auctioned. They are coming here looking for their husband. I've seen that with HRs as we do the training. So it is up to you to evaluate what is ailing me right now. Address one by one. On Money Gossip, one of the biggest things that we do in that particular class is personal evaluation, in terms of habit, in terms of personality, in terms of status, in terms of mental health. Please, boy child mwenye anisikiza, if you're below 30, it is okay to tell that girl you can't afford.
And above 30 you can't tell her?
No, because that's where the pressure is a lot. Because this kachik is telling you, take me to Naivasha.
It's true.
And right now ukona 750
Dabu lipeleka msichana nini Naivasha,
and a limit of 1500 or digital loans. You understand? And that's the biggest challenge that people are unable to do. In fact, even for my toys, when I can't afford something, I tell them, you can't tell them you can't afford. You ask them, so how do we go about this? And I noticed that my elder son there were some things that he wanted. Some things we were importing. It's called Mathlink cubes or something. I didn't know what it was, but it's something that helps them do multiplication.
Yes.
So when we went to the website, and this is something that you teach children early, let them know the prices of basic commodities. You understand? Do they know the price of milk? Do they know the price of bread? You understand? So that they have an idea of how much you spend, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, and I learned that every time you're checking something, he's like, can we afford this? You know, that's the first question he'll ask. Can we afford this? How much is it? Okay. And what are we going to forego for us to afford that kind of a thing?
Now, Amos, oh man, I love this conversation. And guys, remember, you can follow Amos Ngahu on TikTok, where Money Clinic, and he talks about money.
Money gossip.
Money gossip, yeah. Anaongea juu ya hii historia do uelewe. Because hata mimi, usinione hivi, hata mimi na learn vitu mob sana from Amos, and I'll ask for a private class. Finally, parting shot, and this from the producer. How can we survive these tough times without increment? Hii ni conversation tulikuwa nayo at 7. Niliambia Kevin, tukikuwa na employer wanafaa kuongeza pesa kama tax nini zinaenda juu, pesa zinafaa kuongezwa. But that's not the reality. The reality is we're still working with that Kasim Salo, and the prices have gone up.
I think I'll ask for dedication. Grams Morgan, don't you cry, because this is
don't you cry.
Yeah, because one of the things I tell people is do not panic. This is also not the last time. We saw guys making money, we saw guys survive. And one of the things I want to ask anybody, especially now, because I know there's someone who's struggling to find even fare to leave the house this morning or even breakfast. First of all is not lost. This is a season. I can guarantee you there are money seasons. After doing things for 16 years, I have been at a place where I've struggled to pay rent here 13K. You understand? In this day and age. And when you sit here and you look back, you're like, I'm so glad I was able to learn the lessons that were important at that particular time. So sit down, don't panic. If people are on you, on your case, digital loans are on your case, Relas want money, it is okay to sit down. Whatever is crumbling, let it crumble. If you need to scale down, scale down. Because trust you me, 2 years from now, anybody listening to me, 2 years from now, they'll look back and say, I'm actually glad I went through that because it built me.
It's so true.
Yeah. Love it. Thank you so much, Amos Ngahu. I know you requested ngoma ya Nyeri Grams, lakini leo ni Dancehall Tuesday. So don't be grumpy, we're going to play some dancehall. So. All right, guys, that has been On My Grind. Tukirudi, tunaingia na Ridimos. Inaitwa Retribution. And I'm telling you, Kevin, Retribution is coming.
Morning vibes, no negative vibes. Playing music for the rebels. I'll be playing music for the rebels. Vibes Radio 104.5.